Hey, here we are. Hello, everyone. We are right on the nose here, about 10 seconds before 11. We are the Blackbird Writers live on Substack TV. We come to you every Friday morning at 11 a.m. Central to talk to you about news from the Blackbird Writers crime fiction writing flock, industry updates and industry topics, writing topics, whatever might inspire you to keep writing. And we also discuss, is it real or is it AI? And our favorite things. My name is TK Sheffield, and I write stories for readers to laugh and escape. And my co-hosts are Tracey S. Phillips and Valerie Biel. They will introduce themselves. Tracey, take it away.
Thank you, TK. And I like your glasses today. You always have the cutest glasses.
Thank you.
I am Tracey S. Phillips, and I am the founder of Blackbird Writers. I founded the group in 2020 in the middle of the pandemic when we were all locked up. How can you forget, right? But we are a group that love to share our successes and our news and what we've learned about this publishing industry, because it is constantly changing. And so we're here to share more news and what we've learned about the industry today with you. Valerie, hello.
Hello. Good morning, everyone. I'm Valerie Biel. I write books for readers age 10 and up, often inspired by my travels. I am also a book marketing professional.
And we are so fortunate to have you in our realm, Val, because if anybody in the flock has a question about marketing, Val is the first person that we go to. So we are just thrilled to be able to have you, a wonderful author and then an expert marketer too. How rare is that? So
Thank you. Well, sometimes I don't have the answers, but I'm willing to try to find them. So
exactly. So, and what's so beautiful about doing this is the crime fiction, the Blackbirds have been writing before the advent of AI, right? We are award-winning, proven authors who are here discussing our technique, discussing our books, discussing industry topics and writing strategies. And we were all doing it before AI. So here we are. And there's Sharon P. Lynn. Thank you, Sharon, for joining.
Hey, Sharon.
Nice to see you. Be sure to put your link in there too. So if you're joining us and you want to celebrate your own accomplishments or your own, website or your Substack, please put that in the chat, because this will get replayed on the Blackbird Writers on Substack. So definitely tell us who you are and what's going on in your world. So we start off the show with news from the flock. So Tracey, you've got some news to share?
I just have a little bit of news from two of our Blackbirds today. Sarah Lynn Richard is reading The Sins of Summer Daughters by Lo Patrick. She says she'll be interviewing the author about this intriguing book on its launch day at Then and Now Bookshop on July 14th. She says if you're planning to attend this, it is an in-person event, and you can sign up for it on this link I'm going to give you right now. She's in Galveston, Texas. So if you're ever down there, shoot Sarah Lynn a message. She is wonderful, and she would love to show you around her area. And she's also getting ready to release her new historical fiction book, which still does not have a title. So you can sign up for her newsletter for updates on her historical novel. The release date is also coming soon.
So I just want to ask a question. That author's name is what? Lo
Patrick, and her it's spelled L-O.
Okay. If you look at the graphic for this tour of hers, her launch, she's in Galveston. She's in Missouri. She's in Indiana. I want to say West Virginia or North Carolina, something like that. And I was like, are these all in person? And I got a confirmation that they are. And she must be just getting frequent flyer miles. I don't know, because they're like one day after another, which is awesome, but also like, oh my God.
Right?
Anyway, I was curious. So I had asked Sarah Lynn about that. Like, is she in person? Yeah.
She, you do what it takes sometimes.
Yes.
I also have news today from Sheila Lowe. She says that last Monday, she was thinking up a reader magnet for her website. Astra, her AI, suggested the Claudia Rose case files that would actually be 2 or 3 of Sheila's files. Once she got started, well, she's at 12,000 words now, and it's just become a memoir. Probably case files of forensic handwriting examiner. So that means that nothing else is getting done for Sheila. And so she's working. Also, her books are now with Vinci Books in the UK, and the transfer has been completed with new covers. And the audiobook of The Lies Between the Lines should be out any minute.
Oh, nice. Good updates.
Yeah. And I'll get her links in there in just a second.
Is that it?
Yes, that is all the news today.
Well, thank you everyone for joining us. I see familiar faces and friends. I see Sean, who's got a new book out, and he's also in the running for Best of Madison author, favorite writer, I believe. And then Lori from the Pacific Northwest. Nice to see you.
Nice
And
to see
Roxanne,
everybody.
nice to see you too. So thank you for joining us. We have a lot of fun here for a half an hour on a Friday. I've got a couple things from friends of the show. So, and I love to include friends of the show. We have got some amazing writers around us. So there's a group called Wisconsin Sisters in Crime, and there's also a group called the Off-Campus Writers Workshop in Winnetka, Illinois. So a couple things going on. The Off-Campus Writers Workshop will publish Tilt in the fall of 2026, the 80th anniversary anthology produced by our very own writers, editors, project managers, and graphic designers. And so included in Tilt, I will show you the cover. There it is.
Oh, okay.
Isn't that nice? Included in Tilt are friends of the show, Sharon P. Lynn, Mary Hickey, and Tracey Forgy Coppell. So you've got some wonderful things to look forward to from the Off-Campus Writers Workshop. And also, we love to celebrate awards. We love it, love it, love it. Or at least I do. I mean, I wish I could, have a glitter bomb go off whenever I talk about an award.
We should try to figure out how to do that on the screen.
Right? Absolutely. Yes. So we also have the Wisconsin, the Guppies. Okay, the Sisters in Crime has a Guppy organization, and they have a book called Gone Fishin'. Crime Takes a Holiday. Doesn't that sound amazing?
Mm-hmm. It is. Wait, I'm sorry to interrupt. In case you're curious about what the Guppies are, that is the Great Unpublished, and it is the largest Sisters in Crime chapter.
And they're very helpful. Everybody that I've known who have joined the Guppies, they get expert advice from editors like Jim Jackson, who has a financial crime series that's amazing. And he's in the UP, and he's just great. So anyway, this book has been edited for a silver falchion from Killer Nashville. So it's an anthology, Gone Fishin', Crime Takes a Holiday. And Sharon P. Lynn also has a story in that one too. So
congratulations. Congratulations, Sharon and Jim and all the writers in those books. That is amazing.
It's a step forward, right? All that work you do in the shadows and being quiet and in your own head and by your computer or writing longhand. It's such a solitary thing to do. And then to get even a publication and then get nominated for an award, you just feel so good about it. So anyway, congrats everybody. We'd love to hear it. So send us your good news anyway. So that is the news. For anybody else have updates? Val, you got anything going on in your world?
I don't have an update for a particular author, but we were briefly talking about something. So there's a lot of people who follow us and listen to us who are independently published authors. And you should all know that KDP, Amazon, has changed the royalty amount that is allowable for 70% royalties. It used to cap out at $9.99. It is now up to $12.99. So if you price your books between $2.99 and $12.99, now previously $9.99, you can get 70% royalties on that instead of 35%. So
good news.
Sweet.
Yeah.
We're all for that.
No kidding. Especially if you do like box sets, where if you're pricing your books at like $4.99, you throw 3 of them in, it feels not so great to price it at $9.99. So
Right.
Yay.
Wonderful news.
Finally,
Yay.
good news from KDP Amazon, because usually it's
Finally.
not good news, you know.
Yeah.
That's an excellent segue. Speaking of villains,
Oh,
today's industry topic is writing villains. So it could be a corporation. Or it could be, somebody around the corner. So anyway, crafting unforgettable villains and anti-heroes in crime fiction is what we're going to talk about today for a little while. So we've got a segment about that. And if you've got tips about writing villains or your favorites, be sure to put them in the comments and we'll check it out. But so what makes a villain memorable or cartoonish? How do you balance evil with relatability? In other words, you don't make your villain one note, right? Just totally evil. Subgenre differences, for example, cozy versus noir versus thriller. I know in my book, Model Suspect, my first one, my editor said my character actually accidentally offed him. And she said, no, just make him go unconscious. So, because it was cozy, right? So that's what I did. So that was the advice I got for that. Real world inspiration. Yes, accidentally plunked him over there with a frozen dough.
okay, this has got to be the best potential weapon ever. A frozen thing of dough, like
yes, a frozen loaf of dough. Yes.
I mean, the only other better weapon I've ever heard being used is an icicle that then melts and then there's no weapon, right? So
that's brilliant, right?
Yeah.
And common pitfalls. So let's discuss villains. So tell me what you think about villains. What have you done? I can list a few types. For example, you can have the brilliant criminal mastermind like Professor Moriarty. You can have a cold-blooded killer. You can have a sympathetic villain, right? Sean is saying, I think Hannibal Lecter gets the credit for the greatest screen villain.
Yeah.
But he always thought Joan Cusack's portrayal of Debbie Jelinski in Addams Family Values is the best screen villain ever. So you've got a comedic element there in Addams Family Values.
Yeah.
I always loved Addams Family because everything was twisted. Remember, Morticia was cutting the tops of roses off and she liked the thorn. She liked the thorny stem instead of the rose.
Yeah. Yes.
So anyway, tell us about your villains. What do you think?
Val?
I write different types and I like to read different types. I think we all do. I personally appreciate it when a villain has some redeeming qualities. I mean, there's some stories where they're just pure evil, but you do still need to understand their motivation a little bit to kind of buy into it. But the balance is so important. I mean, I think you got to pay as much attention, if not more, to your villains and how they come off as you do to your, main character, your protagonist. But I have been gravitating lately to abstract villains. Like I've been reading a lot of dystopian, and I've mentioned that I think before here. So a lot of post-apocalyptic kind of stuff where there may be a government behind something, but it's so abstract that it's just more like, the power's out or there's a virus or something like that. So I appreciate that kind of thing. But what happens in those stories is that there become other pushes and pulls because of human behavior, right? And so then you might have this overarching, villainous abstract situation, but you have people in the story who are not acting, nicely as society collapses, right? But most of my villains, it's a mix between greed motivating them, greed for power, or revenge. The passion side of things, and it's fun. It's fun to write villains, right?
Yeah,
right.
Actually, that's part of the reason why I got into writing, because I was sort of obsessed with that criminal mind. What causes people to go off the deep end or kill someone or,
well,
what is that?
It was always the dilemma. Remember Dallas, the old TV show? Like, who was more fun, JR or Patrick Duffy, right?
Right.
The good guy, Patrick Duffy. I mean, he did everything right. Or JR. Like everybody, you love to hate JR. he captured the screen. He he was funny. Yeah, you knew he was just a dirty guy.
Right.
And, eventually the Who Shot JR episode captured the country, like for the entire.
Oh, right.
Right.
Remember that?
Yes.
But, talk about a colorful villain. He was just somebody who lit up the scene every time he was in it. And he really took it away. So,
Yes.
to your point, it's like these villains can be really fun to write because normally we all have, mental boundaries. We don't go in the direction that our villains do. And, to Val's point, it's like you can go, your villain is either motivated by greed, money, power, seeking that, or they're driven by passion. They're revenge, they're out of their mind. There's something that unreasoned about them that they're going to pursue a goal, right? Whether it be getting rid of someone or, getting an obstacle out of their way. So you have to decide where's my villain going to go? What's motivating that person?
Right.
And then,
but I also feel like you have to like them, you know, when you're writing, like you were saying about JR, everybody loved him and they love to hate him. Right. But there has to be something redeeming about their personality, their character that has to have like a very layered personality. They have to be human. They can't just be this one, like driven, flat character with only one objective. You have to find something when you're writing them to give the reader to like reading about this person.
Right.
Yeah.
They have to come onto the scene and there has to be something compelling about them. Give them one trait that is interesting. Maybe they're a brilliant chef. Maybe they have a brilliant maybe they are brilliant about growing plants or flowers or something. Maybe there's something in there. And I like to use irony all the time if I can. I'm going to make sure that even though that villain is evil, there's going to be something redeeming in there, right?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. And
absolutely.
I know Laura Buchanan, she's great at writing her villains. She's got a lot of villains and she really stacks them in there and uses a lot of twists and turns,
Yeah.
Well, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, I was going to say, I'm kind of obsessed with the villain who you don't expect to be the villain, and I think in most of my books, it's going to be someone you don't see coming. So I don't know. I don't usually write about the bad guy who's,
obviously bad.
Right. Obviously bad. Right. But,
well, speaking of that, though, to that point, okay, so how do you thread hints of the villain without being obvious? Because the one thing you don't want to do is build up to a climax and then all of a sudden the villain pops out of the woodwork and you don't even know who it is. That's kind of a cheap way to end it, right? So how do you thread in those elements of hints without giving it away?
Well, for me, I have them saying things or doing things that look to be one thing in the storyline as you're reading, but like the aha stuff later, like they're unreliable, but you don't know they're unreliable at this point. And you might get that inkling, but I really hope, and that was the thing that I was so worried about when I wrote my first mystery was, is this too obvious? Is this all just too obvious? Because I know who the villains are. I know. I should, right? And it just is fun to layer that in, but it's got to have that big payoff where everyone goes, of course, at the end, and then you can go back. But a lot of it too is if you understand the backstory of a villain, if it's like someone who's kind of more the pure evil kind of thing, where did they get twisted? Like what happened in their childhood? Who did them wrong that made their brain, go off kilter, right? To make them what they are. And I think sometimes if it's not empathetic, I guess you could be empathetic for that or like sympathetic. I kind of think that you just need to give people a reason to know why this happened. Sometimes they have good redeeming qualities and they do good things alongside the bad things, or the good things are masking their real intentions. But people need to understand, I don't know, I'm trying to think of like just pure evil. Do we ever get, like, say with Hannibal Lecter, like Sean is mentioning, do we ever get reasons why he is the way he is? Do we ever know that from that story? Like, was he abused as a kid, or like, I don't remember know that.
I don't know. He's the criminal. He's the archetype of the criminal mastermind.
Yeah.
That's if you look at him, you see that Moriarty. I think those are harder to write now because that pure criminal mastermind. I just think people want a little more layered bad guy, if you will.
Right.
For example, the popularity of Gone Girl, psychological thriller, and you kind of see a little bit more to her personality versus a criminal mastermind, right?
Oh, so that's Gillian Flynn, right?
Yeah.
Okay, she wrote Sharp Objects too, right?
Yep.
Ooh, right? The villain in Sharp Objects.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. I love it. Don't give it away, though.
I know. I'm not going to give it away just in case you haven't. So, so but that is a perfect example of when you go, oh my God, everything falls.
Of course. Exactly.
Yeah. And so, I mean, brilliant.
Right.
And building that takes skill. When you're writing that, you're outlining your story or you're pantsing your story, either one, you still have to go back in and understand where you can put those threads in that are misdirects, red herrings, right? And then embedded clues. And thank you, Sean. He said the third book, Hannibal, gives the trauma of Lecter's backstory. And it's horrific. He said, well,
I believe it. I believe it.
So anyway, you've got the criminal mastermind, you've got the cold-blooded killer. Okay, the faceless cold-blooded killer. American Psycho, for example. Wall Street yuppie, right, who just has no moral guidance, apparently. And then you've got the sympathetic villain. You've got a deceiver, for example. A lot of Agatha Christie, you have a lot of deceivers. I would probably classify my villains as deceivers versus cold-blooded killers or masterminds, right? Cozy mystery, deceivers more likely. And then you've got the power abuser or the institutional villain, such as the corporate villain that we were talking about to start with, which may or may not be a place called the Zon.
And don't forget about the crimes of passion.
Yes. So to me, that would be almost the force of nature or the twisted anti-villain. You've got that psychological villain in there. You could probably, put that into that category, I would think.
Yeah.
Just a guess. So anyway, villains, write them, right? Want them to be memorable.
Yes.
You want to make sure they fit your genre. For example, for cozy, I'm not going to have a criminal mastermind, right? It's going to be more of a subtle villain, right?
Yeah.
And then you want to avoid the pitfalls, too cartoonish, drop in the villain at the very end, not giving the reader any clue, right? That just dump the villain in without any sort of warning.
That doesn't work.
No. Anything else to add about villains?
No, I just think they're fun. There's just, you talk about the reason that we gravitate to writing crime fiction or suspense or thriller. It's because they're so dang fun to write.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. No, and I do like writing the criminal mind's point of view. And so like I did that in Best Kept Secrets, and the other book that I'm releasing later this summer also has the point of view of the criminal mind.
Remind us of the title. You have a title, right, for that one?
Yeah, it's Safekeeping, and it's another paranormal thriller.
Love it.
Yeah.
Busy year for you. Very busy year for you.
Yeah, but these are books that have been like in my files for a while. Yeah.
Well, that's wonderful. Look forward to hearing more about that one. So
yeah.
The other thing we do on Blackbird Writers on Substack is we share, is it real or is it AI, and our favorite things. So I have Sean's got a comment. The new Supergirl movie is a good example of what not to do with a villain. The bad guy in the movie is just a generic bad guy. No motivation other than to be a bad guy. He's entirely forgettable and unworthy of a hero. The level of Supergirl. Thank you for that, Sean.
Sad when that happens to these franchises where it's like time for another movie, whatever, and it feels lazy to me, right?
Yeah. Agree.
Yeah, avoid the generic bad guy, right? Or the bad girl or the generic. That's the point. Is try and layer them and add a little more to them. Understand who they are going to be and understand your genre. So thank you for that. So, all right. Are we on to is it real or is it AI?
Sure.
Yes.
Okay. So, so is it real or is it AI? Is there really going to be a Hallmark Christmas movie featuring the Chicago Bears? Or am I just making that up and it was just this AI generic video that showed up? People just got together and they made some kind of AI video and said, nope, we're going to have to pretend it's happening.
Well, Chicago Bears fans, unpredictable. No, I don't know.
In a Hallmark Christmas movie?
I think it's made up. I agree with Lori. Lori Buchanan says it's made up. It's not going to really be a thing. It's not a thing.
Tracy?
Oh, no.
Oh.
I don't believe it.
Is it because you don't like the Bears? You don't believe Hallmark would do why?
Or
it could be both.
No, I hate to say it, I am a Bears fan. But that being said, I don't think that there's going to be a Chicago Bears Hallmark Christmas movie.
Okay. I don't know how this is happening, everyone, but the third movie in the franchise of Hallmark combining with the NFL is Holiday Touchdown, a Bears love story featuring the Chicago Bears coming to Countdown to Christmas in 2026. I'm not kidding you.
What?
They're just looking for publicity.
What?
The cast of Holiday Touchdown, a Bears love story, was announced on July 9th. They announced the stars, and production kicks off this summer, and the movie will be filmed entirely in locations in and around Chicago.
Well,
And this follows the other two, and I don't know how I missed these. The other two NFL Hallmark Channel holiday movies, Holiday Touchdown, a Chiefs love story, Holiday Touchdown, a Bills love story. How did I miss these and why?
Wait a second. Is this all kind of spinning off Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift fandom?
I think you nailed it.
Right?
Right?
Right. Well,
Yeah.
no.
I just hope the movies are not generated by AI.
Yes.
Oh, yes, Sean. Sean said they had Green Bay Christmas Romance with a Wisconsin Christmas pie. It had
Green Bay Packers in it.
but it's not the official one. We want the official. But anyway. Yes. So I will even watch, even though I will watch it. So
Well, we have to watch them to critique them because
right. I mean, I'm surprised. I'm surprised I'm not driving down there to be an extra. In the film.
Well, I mean,
Why aren't you?
Is that better than Let's Save the Christmas Tree Farm movies? I mean, it makes you way better. I don't know.
I mean, I don't think there are any villains in those shows, right? Are there any villains?
Sure, you get the developer.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
The developers. Yes.
Right.
Or the
It's a
guy who
corporation.
The corporation that wants to shut down the corner bakery.
Yes.
Yes.
It's always big business.
It's true. So here we go. On to our favorite thing. Favorite things. Anybody want to start?
Sure. If you've been reading my blog post on Substack, I love stickers. I don't know why. I have always been a huge fan of stickers. All of my students, my piano students, get a sticker every time they play the song for me. And so their pages are covered with stickers. And I just bought these 2 packs of stickers to stamp when I'm mailing out my books to people. And so I got a whole pack of book stickers, and they're so cute. I got them from Etsy. So you can get packs of 100 book stickers on Etsy. The library is my happy place. And I just really love books and ice cream.
Love it.
Yeah.
Thank you for the ASMR. You got
And some positive ones too. So do it.
I've got I love my cards, right? I always have.
Oh, you have good cards. Yeah.
So this one, my back has been really driving me crazy. So I got this. Dear you can release me gently, let me go. All my best, worry. So please know I'm with you this is a card about releasing worry and stress. And I
I
got it for
love it.
myself.
That's awesome.
Wait, read it again.
Dear you, you can release me and gently let me go. All my best, worry.
Love it.
Well, so my favorite thing this week isn't as fun, but it saved me so much time, is the Atticus book formatting software this week. It has been, I forgot how fun it was to work in there, and it was quite divine. I was formatting a book for a client this week, and I'm like, I love you, Atticus.
Oh, nice. Very, very nice. Yeah, I love my vellum. Love vellum. But yeah, when they work, it's great.
Yeah.
So here we are, 11:30, right on time. Wow.
Right on time.
We are the Blackbird Writers on Substack TV. We come to you every Friday at 11 a.m. Central on Substack TV, and we go live and we talk about news from the flock, and we talk about industry updates, and we share updates from friends of the show and our favorite things. And is it real or is it AI? And on behalf of my co-hosts, Tracey and Valerie, thank you very much for joining us. You can watch the replay, and happy writing, and have a wonderful weekend. And we hope to see you next week.
Thanks, everyone.